Welcome back. Let's be honest. Telling Midjourney what to generate is easy, but telling it how to show it, that's where the magic happens. And here is where composition and framing come in. These two elements control what appears in the scene, where it appears, from what angle you see it, and how much of it is in focus. In photography or filmmaking, the way you frame a shot tells the story just as much as the subject itself. It is the difference between a boring snapshot and an eye-catching image. And yes, you can totally do this in Midjourney just by using the right words. If you remember, we had a basic prompt and it was imagine a dog. This is fine if you want a random dog doing who knows what from who knows where. But we can do better. Let's turn that basic prompt into something visually powerful. For example, a golden retriever dog sitting in a field. Close up. Focus on the eyes. Shallow depths of field, centered composition, cinematic lighting, and AR 322. Now we have taken control like a director behind the camera. But let's break it down. The subject is golden retriever dog. The setting or action is sitting in a field. For framing, we have close up. And for focus, we have focus on the eyes. Depth of field is here shallow depth of field. For composition, we have centered composition. Lighting and mood. Here is cinematic lighting and aspect ratio is AR 322. Okay, but why it is matters? Midjourney will guess the camera angle and layout if you don't tell it. But with just a few extra words, you can get cleaner shots, more emotion, and way more professional results. All without touching a real camera. And it is the magic. But how to control composition in the prompt? We can use these keywords. The first keyword is centered, and it puts the main subject right in the middle. For example, a modern house, centered composition. The next one is rule of third. It divides the image into thirds to create balance. For example, a portrait of a girl, rule of thirds. Symmetrical. It makes both sides look the same. For example, a temple, symmetrical layout. The next one is asymmetrical. It balanced but uneven layout. As an example, we can write a garden path, asymmetrical composition. Leading lines is the next. It uses lines that guide the eye through the image. As an example, I can say a street with leading lines. And the last one is foreground elements. Objects in front to add depth. For example, mountains in the background, trees in foreground. Okay? We have also some keywords for framing. How the scene is viewed. The first keyword is close up. It zooms in on the subject. For example, close-up shot of a butterfly. The next one is wide shot. It shows a large scene. For example, wide shot of a futuristic cityscape. The next item is over the shoulder. View from behind someone. For example, over the shoulder view of a man painting. The next is bird's eye view, and it looks down from above. For example, bird's eye view of a busy marketplace. The last one is worm's eye view. It looks up from below. For example, worm's eye view of tall buildings. And the last part is for aspect ratio, the shape of your image. The first keyword is portrait, great for close-ups and characters. The next one is landscape, perfect for wide scenes. And the last one is square. It is ideal for a graphic post with centered focus. Use --AR 16:9 or adjust aspect ratio in the Midjourney web app, just like me, to get the right shape.